Good morning, everyone. It's Stretford Post. How you're doing? I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Early in the morning, breaking dawn, and now we're yawning. Hopefully, we're not yawning too much by the end of the show. But guys, thank you for joining me. It is Monday morning, guys, the beginning of the week. Tell me why do I hate Mondays? No, we love Mondays. Let's go for it, guys. It's Attack the Week. It's a big week, a week that can change the destiny of Manchester United. We've got the FA Cup. We got a game against Ipswich Town. We got to look forward to that, haven't we? We've got to be a little bit positive, guys. That's where you have to be. Guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video if you guys could do that. Be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today, of course, guys. So it is Monday. Monday, new dawn, new day, new light, as they say. But you know what? There's going to be new rumours regarding Manchester United, transfer rumours about the ownership, rumours about protests, etc. Just a normal week in regards to Manchester United. Nothing new here, of course, guys. Let's read some of your comments, of course. Good morning, Tyborg. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, my friend. Good to see Tyborg in the house. And big up GK. Sal, fantastico. Big up for Sal. Big up GK, should I say. Can't big up myself. That's a bit overly zealous, isn't it? Yeah, guys. So let me get straight into the show in regards to Manchester United. Manchester United have inquired about the possibility of Alejandro Balde from Barcelona. Now, Alejandro Balde is a player that I've been speaking about a lot, especially over the summer. I was talking about Alejandro Balde. And I mean, at the end of the day, this guy is a fantastic player. I believe he's a generational in the left-back position. He is 21 years old. Around 50, 60 million euros he was set any team back. And his contract expires in 2028. Now, what's particularly unique about Alejandro Balde is the fact that he can play that left wing back position, I mean, to a T. But what I would argue now is that do Manchester United now need another wing back? Now, you know what we probably do? I mean, we can move Dorgu to right wing back. If we move Dorgu to right wing back, that will save us getting a player in the right wing back position if we got, you know, someone like Alejandro Balde. But we've also got Diego Leon. So these are players that, you know what, we're looking at. Manchester United are looking at Alejandro Balde. He is a very versatile player, can play winger as well, can play like the left wing position, the winger position. So, you know what, it's great that we're looking at these players. But in my opinion, these players are going to cost too much. Alejandro Balde is 21 years old. Spanish international already, 9 caps for Spain. Decent player. Played throughout the ranks in Spain as well. Under 21s, under 20s, under 19s. You know, so, you know, a decent player. Left back, left wing back. Man United are looking at that type of player, of course, guys. And, you know, don't be surprised if we do look at a number of wing back options, Man United. With Man United and Ruben Amorim, the main thing about his formation is the wing backs. The wing backs, the wingers, those are that is the shape he generally looks for. So he's going to be looking for wingers. He's going to be looking for attackers. You know what I mean? Because we do need more potency in those areas, of course, guys. Absolutely, in my opinion. So, Balde, a blistering pace at left back. Yes, he is a blistering pace at left back. Absolutely fantastic player, if you ask me. He is a brilliant player. And you know what? You're looking at versatility. You're looking at versatility where we can move Dorgu to the right back, have Diego Leon as a cover left back, have Balde as a cover left back as well as a left back as well, left wing back. And the thing is, the fact that they can play that winger position, that midfield winger position, is key for me. This is key for Manchester United, in my opinion, because Man United and Ruben Amorim are looking for this type of player. At the moment, we don't have the right players to play the system. Now, you know what? Ruben Amorim has said it. He's not going to move away from the system. And to be honest with you, I don't think he should. Because if he does move away from the system, what happens next season? Because when you turn your back on the system, you know, and then try to bring it back, it's going to be difficult to bring it back. It's either work with the system or nothing. And I agree with that with Ruben Amorim. I really do agree with that. He's not going to move away from the system. And I agree with him. We're going to feel some suffering this season. This is what's going to happen, you know. But, you know, it's the survival of the fittest at the end of the day. And in regards to survival of the fittest, it's survival of the Manchester United fan. The true one, not the fair weather one. We may have some pain this season. We already have, of course. We may have some suffering this season. We already have, of course. But I cannot really, truly judge Ruben Amram until next season, and let's see what happens next season. Even then, it's going to be difficult because he's not going to have his full array of players into that team, is he? I mean, in my opinion, and what I've heard is that he's not a big fan of Onana. He's not a big fan of the goalkeeper situation at the moment, and he would like his own goalkeeper. But Manchester United are really in dire straits when it comes to bringing in new goalkeepers and new players and stuff like that. You know, we ain't got any money, apparently we ain't got no money. But you know, Ineos, they're about to buy Chelsea for 4 billion. Let's not forget that, guys. All right, they're about to buy Chelsea for 4 billion. Why can't they spend a couple of billion on Manchester United? I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, there's something fishy going on here, if we're being totally honest with Ineos and stuff like that. Absolute frauds, I tell you. Absolutely. Sal, Dodgy Dave blames Sir Alex Ferguson downfall for the past 12 years. Who's Dodgy David, mate? Doggy David. Who's Doggy David? Doggy David. I don't know who that is. Child, fill me in, bruv. Fill me in. Like Roy Keane said, no player power nonsense. I wish the captain had more time at the club. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, look, you know what? Roy Keane needs to be, you know, I would love Roy Keane to come in and have a little team talk with those players. I really would. It'd be absolute. But the problem with this generation, and I've said it for many years, is that, you know what? They just don't get it. They don't get it. Even if you told them, you could slap them around the face and say, look, you know what? This is that. They won't listen. They just don't listen, you know, and that's the problem, you know, and they just don't want to, you know, they don't really understand what the badge means, in my opinion. Ten Hag changed a lot after a few months, and we all know how that one ended. Amram must continue his ideas no matter what. Tyborg, spot on, brother. I expect nothing less from you, Tyborg. You come out with great comments, and that is a fantastic comment, because at the end of the day, it has been proven that regardless of the formation, regardless of the tactics, nothing's going to change, right? There is a fundamental issue at Man United in regards to culture of football club. And I know I'll bring this in every single show because there is. At the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily mean they're the same players. It doesn't mean you can have different players, but the environment in regards to Man United is toxic, and it's not as what it should be. So that resonates, and that obviously that becomes like an infection, a pandemic at Manchester United. And we haven't got rid of this pandemic for 12 years now. That has been going on and on and on at this football club. You know, it's a bit like, you know, basically you go into a football club and someone shows you around the football club and you're like, you know what about trophies? And he's like, oh, we don't do that sort of thing here. Do you know what I mean? Premier League titles, we don't do that sort of thing here anymore. That's from the past. It's a bit like that. It's the culture of the football club that we're going on at the end of the day, of course. The Rat is a Chelsea fan. I believe that as well, Rasta. I've heard a lot of things about him being a Chelsea fan. I think he is a Chelsea fan. I think I cannot fathom how someone like Jim Ratcliffe, you know, cannot have a Man United season ticket. You know, being a billionaire, he hasn't had a Man United season ticket. He's had a Chelsea season ticket, though. It just doesn't make sense, isn't it? What would you do if you were a billionaire? What would you do if you're a billionaire? The first thing you'll do is say, I want to get a Man United season ticket. I want to get a box at Man United. That's the first thing you do, isn't it? At the end of the day. Rasta. I really think if he comes in and talk to them, he'll let them know the crap. He would let them know, but Rasta, you could take a cow to the river. Doesn't mean the cow's going to drink from the river. At the end of the day, it's the players. You know, you can tell them until you're blue in the face. I'm sure Ruben Amram, I'm sure Erik ten Hag and these players have told these players what about themselves. They just don't want to listen, to be honest with you. I don't think they care. Jose Mourinho has told some of these players about themselves. They just don't want to listen. They just don't want to care. They just want to pick up that wage. And you know what? When they're not getting pressure from the top in regards to Ineos and regards to the Glazers, when they're not getting any pressure from the top, that if you don't perform, you're out of the door, then you know what? They're just going to carry on doing the same thing and picking up that 300,000 a week. And that's the problem that we're having, of course. That's how Roy Keane would kick asses if he came to the dressing room. He would. But I just don't know if he's going to, you know, if this team will listen. I don't think they'll listen. I just don't. I mean, look at Ruben Amram, for example. Ruben Amram is a likable person, right? You listen to Ruben Amram. He's likable. He's intelligent. He knows his football. These players don't listen to him. They don't listen. And you know it, because at the end of the day, why did this team start playing with 20 minutes to go against Everton? Why did they do that? They didn't listen to him at the beginning. Then they thought, oh, darn, I better start, you know what I mean, putting in a little bit of effort by the end of the game, you know, 20 minutes to go, etc. That's what they do. It's madness. Ciao. Dave Brailsford blames Chelsea for, okay, United being downfall in the past 12 years. What a lot of nonsense. I heard what he said, Ciao. I heard what he said. He said that we need to stop talking about the past and crap like that and that. It shows you, Ciao, it shows you how out of touch this partial ownership is. They do not know all about Manchester United. They know nothing about Man United. And if they did know something about Man United, they wouldn't be speaking like that, because they know our past is what we are, is who we became. It's the reason why Ineos purchased the club in the first place. Otherwise, we wouldn't be worth anything. At the end of the day, I'm tired of these little sly little digs and stuff like that. Maybe, just maybe, Ineos, Brailsford, they need to just do their job. All right, if you're failing, don't start blaming Alex Ferguson and people like that. Look at yourself and look at why are you failing, because all these fine margin and Project 21 and all this crap that you've been blurting in the media, do you know what I mean? Why don't you show us? Talk the talk. You talk the talk. For sure, you talk the talk. Where's the walk the walk? You don't do it, do you, at the end of the day? And this is the problem. This is the fundamental issue. They just don't understand. They don't understand. And, they should never have took this club, on a partial ownership. They should have just concentrated on their cycling and whatever they do, rugby, whatever they do, and left us to it. You know what I mean? And left Qatar to take charge of the football club. That's what they should have done at the end of the day, of course. Now, a little bit of other news in regards to Manchester United is a player that, was very, very potent in the summer, of course. Man United were interested in this player over the summer. Of course, plays for England, plays for Crystal Palace, Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton, of course, we were talking about him a lot during the summer. I haven't heard much from Adam Wharton this last few months. I really haven't heard much about him. He hasn't had as good of a season as he had last season. That's predictable. I did say back then that we need to see if this wasn't a one-off in regards to his season. He's a talented individual, Adam Wharton, very talented. Is he the player that we would want in our midfield? Is he the type of player that we want in midfield? I mean, look, he's an England international. He's about 32 billion euros. He's got a cap for England, and he's 21. He's a decent player for his age. And you know what? I haven't seen anything highlighted in regards to him this season. So I heard news yesterday that Man United are still in the market for Adam Wharton, and we are huge fans of Adam Wharton. We got Kobe Mainu. We got Kobe Mainu. We got Ugarte in there. I mean, Adam Wharton is another inexperienced player. Of course, will set us back around 30, 40 million. Would we want to do that deal? Would you want to do that deal? I mean, at the end of the day, it would help with FFP if we get a British guy in there. But I rate the player. I'm not saying he's crap. I do think he's a little bit overrated in regards to what he can offer to the football team. I don't think he can offer as much as, some people think. We need Man United in that midfield needs a game changer. They need an Edison. They need someone like that. That's what Man United need. They need a game changer in that midfield. We don't need any more projects, any more young players, that probably won't work when you're looking at the grand scheme of things. But Adam Wharton, regardless, is still obtaining the interest from Manchester United, and is still a player that we are obviously targeting for the summer, of course. Rasta. I think he's a broke millionaire. It's all his money tied up in a whole bunch of stuff. It's an asset thing, isn't it, Rasta? It's an asset thing. And you know what? At the end of the day, I just don't think he's got, I just think he's stingy, mate. What I would say is that, I look at him when he came into Old Trafford, when Ineos had the meeting with, obviously, the board of Manchester United before he took charge in his 27%. Look at the way he was dressed. Look at the way he looked like a right mess. He looked scruffy. He didn't look like a guy who was trying to negotiate £1 billion, a percentage buyout, right? He didn't look like that. He looked like an absolute bum. At the end of the day, let's be honest, guys, to be honest. And, when we saw Qatar come to the football club, when we saw them, the representatives of Qatar come in, you saw them in their suits. You saw them coming nice and smart and stuff like that. It's madness at the end of the day, isn't it? We need experience now, good finished product. We need someone about 25, 26, not necessarily 30, 31. We need someone about 24, 25, 26 around that area. And I think that's a good area to start with because, they're experienced and they're still youthful at the same time. So I think a player like Edison would be good for Manchester United. I think that type of player would fit Man United like a glove. I really do think that. I think he will be great for Man United. There's a number of players out there. I'm not saying there isn't. There is great players out there. I'm really excited to see Kone. I'm excited to see Kone. Hopefully, Kone gets some time on the pitch. Maybe on Wednesday against Ipswich Town. Who knows? He might get some minutes. You never know. I would like to see Kone, Aiden Heaven, and Chido in that team. I would like to see it starting. I really would. And I think against Ipswich Town, it represents a perfect opportunity to play these players, because I don't think Ipswich are going to cause us as many problems as other teams will. For example, Ipswich are badly performing. Of course, they're not doing well. They have a couple of players there we have to be wary of. But I don't think Man United should really fear Ipswich Town, probably one of the worst teams in the league, along with Leicester City, of course, guys. So Man United will win against Leicester City, in my opinion. I do think we should try new players. I think we should try some young players out. I think that would be fantastic. And then we can go from there. And you never know. They might grab their opportunity, just like Kobe Mainoo and Garnacho and these players grabbed their opportunity. They might grab their opportunity. Ahmad grabbed his opportunity. And you know what? By the time you know it, they're a household name. And their first team. They're on the first team team sheet, of course. Let me get into some quotes from Ruben Amorim, which happened, of course, just last couple of days, of course, guys. So a couple of quotes just coming up right now, of course. So let's read this one out. Ruben Amorim said, you see the first plays, we lose some passes and some plays and lose the ball, and you have transitions against us. When we are alone in these small things, it takes confidence to play us. In the second half, we started the game in a different way, controlling the play, pushing the opponent, and then the team feels a little bit more confident. Maybe it's because they have nothing to lose. I don't know, but we need to perform in a better way, especially in the first half. And this is very, very important, because you know what? This is what I've been talking about how we started the game as opposed to how we finished the game. If these tactics don't work, if this formation doesn't work, why did this team start playing with 20 minutes to go in the same formation with the same tactics? It just doesn't really make sense to me, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. Someone's trying to pull wool over our eyes, at the end of the day. And that's what I would say. And this has been going on since the days of Erik ten Hag. And you know what? This culture, this thing where don't start games well, don't start second halves well, and then at the last 10 minutes and 20 minutes, let's start to play. Sometimes, because sometimes they don't. Let's be totally honest. Sometimes they don't play, even when they're losing. So there is obviously a fundamental problem with our mentality. There's a problem with our implementation. There's a problem with listening. There's a problem of consistency. There's a lot of problems at Manchester United at the moment, in my opinion. Tyborg. The next two transfer windows will be very tough. We can't attract the best players as we used to anymore. So we have to overpay to get them. We will be better young prospects, hope to get the best. Tyborg, I was speaking yesterday about Franco Mastantuono. Franco Mastantuono is a player that plays for River Plate, of course, attacking midfielder, right midfielder from Argentina, 18 years old, of course. Great prospect, and has 10 caps, 2 goals for the Argentinian under-20. Now, he would only set Man United back around 30, 40 million. But one thing about Mastantuono is that, he would love to come to the Premier League. And this is the type of signing that Man United need to look at. Man United need to look at this type of player, not necessarily the household name. We need to look at the next player who might come through and take a punt on those players, because, we're not going to get the household name and we're not going to get the Mbappes. We can't afford it. We're not going to get Florian Wirtz. We can't afford it. So we're going to have to look at the next up and coming thing. And I think that is what we should do. I think that we should really save money. We could save money. We need to do our scouting, like we got Diego Leon, for example. Great. We need to do our scouting. Dorgu's looking fantastic as well. Dorgu as well. So Dorgu and Diego Leon. We basically fixed the position right there for cheap. In relative terms, it was quite cheap, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? 50 odd million for 2 players. You know what I mean? That's what we need to do. And I think that's what Man United need to do going forward as well, of course. Absolutely. Big up Tyborg, my friend. Big up, my friend. Big up. Ruben Amorim on Garnacho. He said, there are some games that are different, and we want different things in the same position. So that is all. Garnacho will be ready for the next game, and it's a good thing to be disappointed. Like I've said, we have a lot of games, and in modern football, you don't have to be starting 11. You don't have a starting 11. It's really hard, especially now. We have a squad that we have to rotate the players. So I imagine the games, and so I imagine the game, and then I imagine the characteristics of the players to try to win the game. Today, I thought the game in a different way to have Garnacho on the bench to change something. Look, at the end of the day, I don't disagree with having Garnacho on the bench. I don't. But what I would like to see, I would like to see Cheeto, Garnacho, and Xerxes in that triangle up front. I really would like to see that. I would like to see Xerxes, Højlund, and Garnacho play, because I think that is youthful, pace, and they can feed off each other. Maybe build a relationship with those players. Maybe build a chemistry with those players. Because at the moment, what I'm seeing at Man United is that we're not building chemistry. We're not building chemistry. You know, we're very lethargic. And we're playing like a bunch of individuals, which is a problem going forward, of course. Ruben Amorim on Goodison Park. He did speak about Goodison Park, of course. I think it's amazing. The Everton fans are amazing. They are in a good moment, and I think it's well-deserved that David Moyes is the coach that is going to start in the next stadium. I think that's really good. For me, in this moment, every stadium is difficult, especially ours, with our fans supporting all the time. So my goal is just to win the next game, to give some happiness to our fans, because they deserve it all. Absolutely. Very, very nice comments there from Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim on Bruno Fernandes. He's really important to us in any position that he may play. He is the guy that can sometimes, in the hardest moments, hold the ball, and that is really important. Really, I don't really agree with that for the team. He's a leader. He scores the first goal and helped us get a point. We have to be honest in regards to Bruno. I don't think his performance was very good, apart from the free kick. His corners, his passing was poor, and we have to hold that. We have to hold that. Bruno's been poor, and we have to hold that, of course. In regards to Ipswich Town, Ruben Amorim said, obviously, we got Ipswich Town on Wednesday night. We need to win. It's a different game. We proved we can make a very good game, but then in the next game, we have the moment, but don't show the best way to play the game. So what we need is to work during the week and do in the game what we work on in the week. And this is the problem that Man United have been having over the last year or so. Obviously, Benny McCarthy mentioned it about the training, basically compared to the game day, the training day. The game day is completely different, and he couldn't quite put his finger on it. What's going on with this team, of course. Some injury news in regards to Manchester United. Noussair Mazraoui picked up a knee injury at Goodison Park. He is set to undergo further tests on Monday, which is today, of course, before a decision is made on whether he can play against Ipswich this Wednesday. What would I do in regards to that, guys? You know what I would do? Aiden Heaven. Play Aiden Heaven. Left-sided centre-back. We need to do it. Just do it. Do it. Absolutely. That's what we need to do, in my opinion. I think we need to play Aiden Heaven. Give him a chance. Mazraoui is injured, so we have to wait and see, of course. But Mazraoui is injured. If he's not fit, I would try the young player. out. I think that would be the best way to go forward, of course. Let's read some of these. All right, Where was I now? Big up Sauna Chat. Big up Joe Blackman. What's going on, you legend? Good to see Joe Blackman in the house. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. I hope you've recovered from the weekend and the elements of the weekend and ready for another turmoil week in regards to Manchester United. That is what we have at this football club. We're ready for anything at the moment. Even if it is a spaceship landed on the pitch, we're ready for it. We don't care. We're ready. We've seen it all. We've done it all with Manchester United at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, Old Trafford, you know what I mean? It's going to be difficult. We don't really play at Old Trafford. But you know what? No better time to show it than at the week. This week against Ipswich Town. We can't lose against Ipswich Town. I come from the days of Man United defeating Ipswich Town 9-0 and those days and things like that. So, you know what? I don't want to see any draws or any defeats. Man United need to win this game, and I think Man United will win this game. And I think Man United will win it comfortably. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the fact that Mazraoui is injured, I would play Aiden Heaven as a left-sided centre-back because he plays as a left-sided centre-back. There's no better game to try Aiden Heaven than now. Ipswich Town, at home, under the lights, with the fans on his side. You know, for me, I would play Cheeto, Kone, and Aiden Heaven. That's what I would do. I really would. I would try these players, even bring them on with 20 minutes to go, half an hour to go. But Cheeto definitely needs to start the game. No, I'm not saying that I've given up on Rasmus Højlund. I have not given up on Rasmus Højlund. I still think there's a player in there in Rasmus Højlund. I think he's a great player. I think he will be. But I do think a little spell on the bench won't do him any harm. It won't do him any harm because at the moment he's suffering from a lack of confidence, and we have to be very careful when we're judging these players. You know, they need to be nurtured. Rasmus Højlund, Garnacho, Ahmad, all these players there, they've been thrown in the deep end in regards to Manchester United. They've been thrown in with the Sharks because Man United is an absolute mess. You know, and when you're throwing in players, it's in particular attacking players, guys, you know what, it is very, very dangerous, you know, for those players because, you know, if they don't score for a few games, the fans get a little bit angry. The fans get a little bit frustrated. And for me, that is what's happening at the moment. I think the fans are getting a little bit frustrated and a little bit, you know, disillusioned, you know, with some of these players, in particular, Rasmus Højlund. And, you know, I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair. I think, you know, he's been, you know, thrown in the deep end. What I want to see from our strikers and what I want to see from that triangle at the top is I want to see a little bit of chemistry. As I said, I want to see a little bit of chemistry, like a bit Dwight York, Andy Cole, you know what I mean? Mark Hughes, Eric Cantona, kind of chemistry. Work on it. Work on it in training. Work on those patterns of play, those little triangles in the middle of the pitch. Work on it. You know, and you might, something might happen. Do you know what I mean? Work with each other. At the moment, we seem to be working as individuals. We don't seem to be helping each other. And that's the problem going forward. Not giving up on Rasmus, but I'm close, to be honest. Tyborg, what we have to do, brother, what we have to do is like just give him a little bit of rest. I mean, I wouldn't even discount a Rasmus Højlund on the bench. I wouldn't even discount Rasmus Højlund on loan. I wouldn't say that. I think it might do him some good. I really do think it might do him some good. I think that if you play Rasmus Højlund, you know what I mean, on the loan, bring him on loan, it might build up his confidence a little bit. I don't think he's a finish. I don't think he's finished. I do think there's a player in there. I think we have to be a little bit more patient. I think I was protesting all last summer, on the summer, about a striker, about even Tony, players like that, right? That we need an experienced striker, but we also need experience in the attacking third as well. That triangle there needs to be fixed, right? And what we need is, like, we got wingers as number 10s, and that's not working. We need to bring in some technical ballers, don't like to use that term, but technical ballers who can hug the ball, and keep the ball moving, so to speak. You know what I mean? That will complement Ruben Amorim's system a little bit more, and that might create some chemistry with the striker as well, in my opinion. At the moment, we're running too fast in areas, in small areas. So you're running too fast in these small areas, right? And we're spreading out. Naturally, the players are going to spread out because they're wingers. They're not really number 10s. They're going to spread out. Forgetting that we got Dorgu on the left. Let's forget about Dalot, because forget about Dalot. We got Dorgu on the left who is attacking forward, and we're not picking him out because we keep occupying the same space. And that's becoming a problem. And that obviously that's harming the team's potential to score as well, in my opinion. Of course, I would like to see the lineup of some youngsters starting. I would do as well, Joe. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I would like to see Aiden Heaven, Kone, Cheeto starting this football match. I mean, I would, in my opinion. But, you know, even if they get 20 minutes or half an hour, I would be happy with that. But Cheeto definitely needs to start. We need to get Cheeto. And I think that, you know, Rasmus needs to have a little bit of a spell on the bench. I think he needs a break. We need to get him calm. You know, get his confidence up, you know what I mean, and let him stay out for a little while. It might do him some good. Big up, everyone. Sal's giving up on Højlund, confirmed by Sky Sports. Who's giving up on Højlund? Sal? Me? No, wait. I'm not giving up on Højlund. Never give up on a good time. Was it never give up on a good thing? I'm never going to give up on a good thing, mate. Absolutely not. Mate, I am a full-fledged Rasmus Højlund FC club candidate member, guys. So SLD, rumors, fake news. SLD spreading the fake news. Absolutely. Big up the eyeballs. 116 there. 50 likes. That's not too bad, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? A humble little guy like me. Not too bad, of course. What's going on? Merced, big up yourself. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. The serve has to be better for the strikers, but what is it? No, I'm not going to do that. That's the BBC. They do that thing. The service has to be better for the strikers, but we have to be really bad in the final third. So many chances missed with opportunities. It is true. Merced, you know what? It's not exclusive to just the strikers. The attack has been bad. And that goes with Bruno. That goes with Garnacho. That goes with, I mean, the last few weeks when Ahmad was playing, that goes with Ahmad as well. The whole attacking lineup has not been good enough. You know, for a Manchester United team, the whole attacking lineup has been crap, to be honest with you, in my opinion. The whole attacking lineup has been awful. And to be honest with you, it's something that needs to improve, of course, something that needs to improve. Just buying a striker, just bringing a striker in there is not going to help. It's not going to just automatically fix everything. It's automatically going to fix itself. Just bringing a striker in there, you know, you're expecting miracles. He's not going to get the ball from the halfway line, do a Maradona run and score and pull it in the top corner. We have to think about things in a more objective kind of way and look at things from a bird's eye point of view and look at things and think, you know what, is it really working? LT, big up Sal. Anybody who says that they're starting to doubt, then they should. The second half of Spurs and Everton, because it's clear mentality issue that they always wait to on the back foot. Absolutely, LT. Thank you, man. Thank you. At the end of the day, people blaming the manager, right? Let me bring this into you. If they are blaming the manager, they're blaming the tactics, they're blaming the formation, right? They're blaming all this malarkey, right? They're blaming all this. And the thing is, if it's the tactics, if it's the manager, why did they start playing with the same tactics 20 minutes to go? Why did they do that? At the end of the day, that proves, and look, not just the last 20 minutes against Everton. Let's look at Liverpool. Let's look at City. Let's look at Arsenal with 10 men. You know what I mean? Let's look at these games. We went toe-to-toe with Liverpool. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, why can they do it in certain moments or certain games, but can't do it? You know what I mean? Against Ipswich, or no, let's not. Ipswich is on Wednesday. Let's not curse that one. But Everton at the start of the game, you know what I mean? Why can't they? You know, someone told me, and I mentioned it yesterday. I'm going to mention it again. Someone told me you should always start the game like you're 2-0 down. Man United used to always start the game like we're 2-0 down. So when that game used to start, right, Man United would be pressed straight away. There's the press straight away. Press straight away. That's what we used to do. It was relentless. No matter who we played, it was relentless. As soon as we kicked off, boom. That was it, you know, straight up, you know, the pitch. At the moment, we're taking our time, feeling the game, pass sideways, feeling the game. And then with 20 minutes, you think, damn, we're losing 2-0. We better start playing for those fans. And that's what happens. And, you know, I mean, it's unacceptable in my opinion. Bruno is so underrated. I don't know about that, my friend. I don't know if he's underrated. I think he's had a lot of opportunity, and I'm a guy who's seen the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane. He's nowhere near on that level, Amir. I think he's been overrated, to be honest with you. He's a moments player, right? A stat padder. And let me tell you something about stat padding, right? We used to have players who had less stats than Bruno Fernandes, but had more impact in the game, right? You are the captain of this ship. You are the captain of the worst Manchester United team of all time. Now, if I was sailing a ship, right? God help you. But if I was sailing a ship, right? I don't know if that's how you sail a ship. I don't know. Poppy like his heart. Look, if I was sailing a ship, right? And we never made it to our destination, right? We never made it to New York, right? We kept hitting a bloody iceberg, right? You would have doubts about me as the captain of the ship, wouldn't you? You would have doubts about me. You would say, do you know what? Sal's the captain today. God blimey, get your life insurance. Do you know what I mean? You'd be like that, wouldn't you? At the end of the day. Bruno Fernandes is the captain of this ship, which is sinking. And he's not getting us out. I come from an era of Roy Keane, a proper captain. Manja Vinic, a proper captain. Steve Bruce, a proper captain. Peter Schmeichel, a proper captain. For me, he's the worst captain in the last 30 years at Man United. You may look at him and say, oh my God, he scored 1 free kick after 10 years. But look at his corners. Look at his distribution. Look at his 3-yard passing. Look how many times he gave away the ball. We have to be objective here. We can't be overly zealous because we love a player so much, right? Big up SLD. Big up. It was supposed to say not 50 likes. It's not 50 likes. Say not 50 likes. How many likes have we got? I don't even know. Hoyland, he needs his confidence back. He will be a good striker for us. I agree. Joe, I know how to forget to do it sometimes, but please remember, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Joe. You legend. Absolutely. Thank you for your support and your generosity, mate. Really appreciate it, bruv. Really, really appreciate it, of course. Roy and Michael, what's going on? How you doing? Roy Michael Taylor back in the house. Good to see you, mate. Good morning, everyone. And Sal, would you make a brilliant assistant manager at Manchester United? You make lots of sense when you talk about. Thank you so much, Roy Michael. Thank you very much, mate. You know what? I think we have a great community of people who have an elite ball knowledge on this stream, and you know what? I appreciate every single one of you, and I can learn things from you guys as well. You guys come out with great comments, and I really appreciate everyone on the stream. There's some great people here, of course, who know their stuff, and you know what? I just think that people think too much in singleton sort of mentality. Like, for example, people will blame one thing and then they'll stick by that blame. They won't look around that blame. They'll just stick by one thing. The thing with Manchester United, we have issues everywhere, right? So some people will target a player, i.e. Harry Maguire, and say Harry Maguire is the Antichrist. He's the one who's been, he's the reason we had. I mean, I heard at the weekend, I heard one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever seen in my life. It said, quote, right? And I love this guy who said it, all right? I'm not saying that I hate it, but he said it. Manchester United's problems arose when Harry Maguire signed for Man United. He's the reason behind Man United's problems. I mean, I could think of a few reasons other than Harry Maguire that have been the reason that we have not performed. To be honest with you, I mean, one starts with G. Yeah, definitely. And it's definitely not absolutely. Definitely not. I'm not going to say that, but it is the Glazers. And another one is Ineos. And another one is the incompetence of Murta and Woodward and things like that and stuff like that. You can't blame one player. Of course, at the end of the day, you can't blame him. At the end of the day, I know he's a slabhead. I know he's clumsy. I know he's Bambi on ice. I know. I didn't think we should give him a contract. I didn't. But the fact of the matter is that, you know what? He's not the sole reason for Man United doing crap. He's one of the reasons, I would think. He is clumsy. He does, he seems like he's a type of person, who chats up a girl and then, goes to leave the room and hits his elbow on the corner of the door or something like that. That kind of thing. I know, because I used to be one of those guys, right? So bear that. So is that kind of guys, he trips a little bit and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But he's not the sole blame for Man United's problems. He's definitely not the sole blame for Man United's problems. Absolutely. Mac, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. I read that we are... I read that we're chasing Angel Gomez and Jonathan David. They would suit a club short of money. We can use the money, save money for areas. That's a good point. Jonathan David is a free transfer in June. So it is a transfer that we could get done. Lots of rumors about Jonathan David. Jonathan David's rumors have been going on for years. They've been going on for years, and he's a free transfer. So, it wouldn't be a bad option. I wouldn't say no. In regards to Angel Gomez, guys, I've been around the block, right? I've been around the block. I've been doing streams now for, not live. I only went live a few months ago. I used to do pre-recorded material, and I stopped when I interviewed Jason McAteer, the ex-Liverpool player, on this channel. And then I got a barrage of abuse. And back then, I was saying that we should play Angel Gomez. Angel Gomez needs to play. Angel Gomez needs to play. Angel Gomez needs to play. And what happened? And back then, guys, you could scroll back 2019, 18, whenever it was. You could scroll back and you can see me saying Angel Gomez will play for England one day. And I was like, you are delusional. People were saying, you are delusional. Your ball knowledge is dead, bruv. Things like that. You know what I mean? It was like that. You know what I mean? And look, lo and behold, I don't like to be smug. I'm not one of those guys who say I told you so, but I told you so. I'm not one of those guys who say I told you so, but I told you so. That is the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. LT, we have to talk about Casemiro, who is our highest paid liability. Every time he is on the pitch, it feels like we are playing with 10 men and our midfield is run over. I can't disagree with that, LT. As usual, LT, you come out with the gospel. Definitely, I feel like you're preaching to the choir right now. I don't know whether to get Whoopi Goldberg out and start singing to you, mate. Because every time I don't know. You know what? I definitely need a choir bloody plug-in on this stream, because at the end of the day, you know what? You speak the gospel, mate. I don't know what to say, mate. You speak the gospel, because at the end of the day, Casemiro, I love Casemiro. Casemiro is a generational, right? He's a generational, but he's not that guy anymore. He's done. He's done the dusted. Done the dusted. He's gone. He's gone. He's done the dusted. He's finished. He can't play anymore. He's got turtle legs. He's got turtle legs, and at the end of the day, runs with a turtle shell as well. And he looks like a turtle. So at the end of the day, he's a turtle in the midfield. And you know what turtles are? Turtles are slow. Turtles are. I cannot think of another slower animal than a turtle. At the end of the day, correct me if I'm wrong. Sloth. That's about it. At the end of the day, look. At the end of the day, he's done. He's done. Thank you, Casemiro, for your service. Gone. But at the end of the day, he's earning 370 grand a week. Why would he leave? Why would he leave? Why? What is the reason for him to leave? He's going to stay now. He's decided to stay. He goes, nah, I feel good. I'm good here, mate. You're good. I don't mind if I don't play. I don't mind if I don't play. I'm good. I'll sit back and enjoy it. Bruno is not the only player that has been playing below the standards of Manchester United player, the whole squad. Absolutely. And this is what I've been talking about, Merced. The people who target one player. I don't target one player. I bring in a whole number of players in this team. So far today, I mentioned Garnacho, I mentioned Højlund, I've mentioned Bruno, I mentioned Casemiro just now. I mentioned a whole lot of players in that squad. Maguire, of course. I don't just target one player and say, that is the problem at Manchester United. He is the reason we have been failing for 12 years. He's the one. It's not at the end of the day. Guys, absolutely not. And to be honest with you, Bruno, as much as I like the player, and people know me, Merced, I know Bruno's family. I know his family. I worked with his brother for 2.5 years, right? In East Surrey Hospital, right? His brother works there. I worked there. And I know it. I know the family. It's a good family and stuff like that. I have no reason to criticize these players, but I look at the fact that he's the captain, right? And he needs to do a lot more than he's doing at the moment. Not moments. I mean, I would much prefer if he creates an environment at the football team where we're dominating, when we're playing in the ascendancy rather than moments. Because if we played in the ascendancy at Everton, and that goes with all the players, not just Bruno, but Bruno's the captain, he should be bringing his troops forward. If we play with that sort of environment, we'll win the game against Everton if we started like that. Maguire has been good for us. What you say? I just reject that statement. I reject that statement. There you go. It's democracy, guys. Some people like Maguire. Then again, some people like blue cheese. At the end of the day, some people bought Eamon CD. But what you said, it don't mean shit now. The presents might as well throw them out. But some people like that. Some people think Eamon's are generational. I don't know. Guys, you know what? This is democracy. At the end of the day, I like Maguire. He looks like a guy I would like to have a drink with and have a chat with because he seems very interesting. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. To take Man United forward, he's been... And that, you know what? I feel like he's been one of Man United's... And I'll be honest with you guys, he's prone to mistake. He don't like the cross ball. But in hypothetically... No, not hypothetically, but... Realistically, he hasn't been our worst player. He hasn't been our worst player. And anyone who says he's been our worst player is delusional, bruv. He's been one of our better players. I know people are going to laugh at that. But at the end of the day, he's been one of our better players in a consistent amount of times. He makes the odd mistake. That's Maguire. You know what I mean? But he gets highlighted because he is in that defense, of course, at the end of the day. But yeah, all jokes aside, I think Maguire has been decent, of course. No money to sign Boulder, says Mohid Shafiq, who works at Manchester United in the backroom staff. Big up Shafiq, by the way. Bruno Fernandes is out of this world. What a baller. Amir. If you think Bruno Fernandes is out this world, you haven't lived, mate. You don't know what Man United's about. If Bruno Fernandes is out this world, do you know what? I don't want to know what's on this world. Probably a bunch of Ian Dowies and a bunch of John Hartsons and things like that. Absolutely. Bloody hell. We really need good guys with Osman numbers. Oh my goodness me, I'm here. God. Our ex-player saying that the system is wrong and play a back four. Are we playing back four for past 1 decade? Absolutely, Paul. Why don't they bring this in? Why don't they go to him and they say, why don't they go to him and say, like, you know what, all these pundits, right? Why don't they go to these pundits and say, okay, why didn't they play well under a back four, under Ruben Amram, under Jose Mourinho, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, under Ragnick, under Louis Van Gaal played about 5 in fairness. But you know, well, why don't they do that? Why don't they do that? You know, why don't they say that to these stupid pundits? You know what I mean? Who just bring on this hateful, bitter narrative. Turtles also live hundreds of years. Watching Casemiro, I sometimes impersonate he's 100 years old already. Oh my goodness me! Can you imagine he lived to 100 years? Imagine the contract. You know, he's got a 100 years contract. He's staying at the football club. Oh, I like Casemiro. You know what? He's the best motivational tweeter. He tweets before the game. He shows a lot of a motivation before the game, and then sort of like fumbles when the game starts. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I think that has been Man United's problem over the years. We're very good talkers. Bruno's a fantastic talker, but Bruno plays 1 good game in 10 games, right? And that is the problem. We can't have that in the football club, especially as a captain. Right. So what we got to look at, you know, we got to stop looking at things from the objective that he's played my favorite player. We got to look at things that what has he won for Manchester United? Have we challenged for a league title? No, we have not. What is the reason we have not challenged for a league title? The players that have sacked more managers than league titles. That's the problem. The players that have sacked more managers than league titles. League title challenges. I won't even say league titles. I say league title challenges. Would you replace Onana with Zian Suzuki, or would you put... I'm not a fan of Zian Suzuki, Mercy. I've been watching him. I think he is too weak for the Premier League. I think we need a domineering goalkeeper. Like, you know, a bit like Schmeichel, Van der Sar kind of goalkeeper. I'm a big fan of Donnarumma. Suzuki is not that guy. Trust me, bruv. He's Onana 2.0. But you know what? Anyone right now is better than Onana, in my opinion. Onana comes out with great saves, but they look like good saves. But the problem with Onana is that he parries it back into the danger area. He does that every single time. We got to stop this mentality. I mean, we got to stop. He's got to stop doing that. Does he practice? I don't know at the end of the day. But it doesn't. I don't think Man United are going to be looking for a goalkeeper because Man United don't have the money to buy a goalkeeper as well. So we're going to have to make do with the goalkeepers we got. Unfortunately, of course, that's not what I want. Of course, obviously, there's other rumours in regards to goalkeepers and stuff like that. We're after the Atletico Madrid number 2 as well from Argentinian international, which is interesting. Musso, I think his name is. Jonathan, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing? They should allow the coach to play his own style. He needs time, but trust me, he is the right man. I agree, Johnson, and I really like your comment, Johnson. This is what I'm talking about. Johnson, you know your stuff, mate. And when people know their stuff, I call it out because at the end of the day, there are some fan channels, they'll sit there like this with their other talented brother, right, who's a Tottenham fan, talented one, right? And they'll sit there like this. Nah, bro. How do I do it? Where's the hoodie? They'll put the hoodie up. Bro, we're Manchester United, bro. We're Manchester United. I don't care, bro. I don't care if you fancy him, bro. I don't care. If we come 15th and don't win a trophy, bro, get out of here, bro. This is Manchester United, bro. I've witnessed the treble, bro. This is Manchester United. If he doesn't win anything, he can get out of here. He's a bum, man. He's a bum. I don't want to hear it. Answers on the postcode card who that is. Probably a new era cap underneath. But you know what I would say is that answers on a postcard if you know who that is. Because that is what it is at the end of the day. Even your brother was like, you're not even going to give him a transfer. You're not even going to give him a window, bruv. Even his brother was like that. You know what I mean? Even his brother knows more than Man United than him. And to be honest with you, look, I ain't got nothing against these dudes. But you know what? I've met all of them. You know what I mean? But I call out dead opinion when I call out dead opinion at the end of the day. That is how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles in this stream. Onana couldn't catch a cold. Absolutely. Goodness me. Guys, did you see this? Let me show you. Have I got it? Oh, I've got to pull it up. 1 second, guys. I found something unique, guys. It's unique. It's unique, guys. I found something unique. Let me show you. I found something unique, guys. Okay. And I want to show you it. I don't know if you guys have seen it already. I don't know if you guys have seen it already, but I want to bring it into the show because I think it's very, very important that absolutely. I want to bring it into the show. Let me just bring this in. 1 second. By the way, anyone saying that Ashley Young's thing was a penalty is mad. Absolutely crazy. Anyone saying that was a penalty is off his head. Absolutely off his head, in my opinion. Okay. So I'm going to bring this in, guys, from my Twitter page. Right? I'm going to bring this in. And I want watch this. I'm going to bring this in, right? Okay. So here we go. Here we go, right? You know what that was? Let me play it back. Let me play it back. Let me play it back, guys. Let me play it back. Let me play it back. Let me play it back. Look, you know what that was? You know what that was? That was the first time Diego Dalot has looked for a cross all season. There you go. That's the first time he looked for a cross all season. You can laugh if you want. It's, you know, I do my best. I'll do my best there. Who would you replace as our captain if Bruno Fernandes is not capable of being the captain? It's a hard one, Merced. It's a good question, but it is a hard one. In all honesty, I would say De Ligt, Licha, but Licha's is injury prone, so we can't get him. I think Mainu has the capability to be a captain. I think Ugarte has the capability to be a captain. I do. I believe that. I really do. Who? Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah. So there's a number of options, but obviously until we tried it, because I remember, guys, when Maguire was the captain. I remember when Maguire was the captain and everyone was saying, get Bruno as captain. Bruno should be captain. Bruno should be captain. Now he's captain. People saying he shouldn't be captain. You know, I think the captaincy is weighed heavy on Bruno. I don't know what you guys, I think the captaincy has weighed heavy on him. I think he does suffer from captainitis because at the end of the day, every time, you know, since he's won that captain armband, he struggled. I think he too much pressure. David De Gea is free. Is he? He's still at Fiorentina. Is he free, bruv? Is he free? I don't care, bruv. Absolutely. These players are the problem, but still Glazers out. Absolutely Glazers out. Glazers are the dark cloud hovering over Manchester United at the moment. And you know what? Their energy, their negative energy is resonating all the way down throughout the club like a poison, like a cancerous virus. That's what it is at the end of the day. Until we get those Glazers at the football club, the mediocrity will reign supreme. And to be honest with you, I really want us to challenge. I mean, I can imagine this fan base. This fan base is always vibes, right? This fan base is the best fan base in the world, right? The best fan base in the world, even when we're losing. Even when we're losing, we're the best. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. You know, and you know, I can only imagine that we were around in 1999, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And 98, 99, and what the fan base would have been like at the end of the day. Big up, Joe. Big up, my friend. Why did he step and stand? There's literally no cars approaching because that is a representation of Dalot. Stop and stand and then look around. You know what I mean? I think what Man United need to do in training, they need to get some of those, you know, those little fake plastic zebra crossings and put the little lollipop thing there, like a lollipop lady there. And then, you know, and place them all the way down the training pitch. And maybe, just maybe, miraculously, Diego Dalot will run the length of the pitch. There you go. Maybe put one in the box at the other side as well so he crosses. And that's it. Rather than running straight out. So that's what I would do. Maybe, just maybe. Bruno is the best option as a captain right now. Most consistent. There you go. Amen again. Amen. Big up, Sal. I guess some of the young player fans do not know the history of the club is built on hard work, suffering, and sacrifice. It was the rosy back in those. It wasn't so rosy, absolutely. And barman, we've been there, haven't we? We've been there, haven't we? We've been there and we've seen it. We've seen the adversity. I was there when people were getting banners out, sack Alex Ferguson, guys. You know what I mean? I know I look young, but I'm not that young. But I was there when Alex Ferguson, when people had those banners out saying Alex Ferguson out, and Mark Robin saved him for Nottingham Forest, of course. So there you go. I don't know, but I would give Ahmad Ugarte a captain. Ahmad? He's quiet, you know. He's quiet. He's quiet guy. I don't know if he's a captain material. I think Ugarte. Looking at Ugarte at the weekend, that is my captain. That is my captain. What a legend. Going in face to face. Bruno is our captain, but he ain't no leader. Nice comment, SLD. Nice comment. There you go. There you go. Getting the Eamon lyrics. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Absolute nice comment, SLD. Love it, my friend. Amram is good at signing players or singing to players. Is it singing players? I mean, I don't know any singing players. Is there any singing players? Glenn Hoddle was a singing player. He used to sing. Glenn Hoddle used to sing, didn't he? You know what I mean? So did Terry Venables. He used to sing as well. Which singing player are you talking about? You know what I mean? Man United used to sing. You know what? In 1994, guys, Man United were number one in the league, in the FA Cup final, and number one in the music charts. Come on, you Reds. Come on, you Reds. It's off to see United play. It's Man United. Here we go. Glory, glory, Man United. Definitely. That's what it used to be. None of them. My perfect captain would be De Ligt. He has done it already at the age of 19 at Ajax. Second best to Ugarte. I can't disagree with that, Tyborg. Very good comment, my friend. Absolutely. Man United and status quo low. Oh, yeah. Guys, I used to live behind in front of a stadium. It's called Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient are currently in League One, probably one of the best records at the moment in the country. They're winning every week almost, but lost at the weekend against Bolton. But they used to play status quo. Like it, and we go rocking all over the world. Yeah. Remember that? Who remembers that song, guys? I'm taking it way back in time. So, would you play some of the youth team against Ipswich? Yes, mate. I'll play Aiden, Heaven, Kone, and Chido. That's what I would do. Honestly, that's what I'll do. The look on Ugarte's face when scoring reminded me of Roy Keane goal against Juve in 1999. The captain's goal for Manchester United. Remember that, barman? I'm privileged to have went to some games in 1998, 99, and I'll never forget it. And, you know, when we won the treble, I was at the new camp. And when we won the treble, I promised to myself that I would always be forever grateful for what we've witnessed and what we've seen as Man United fans. You know, I'll never forget it. And I hope that one day, these great Man United fans around the world will get to see this. We'll get to see this success again. We'll get to see this success again at the end of the day. One day, we hope. Revert7, good morning, by the way. Good morning, Revert7. Good to see you, mate. Sal, you visited a karaoke bar the weekend. Lots of singing today. Tyborg, I mean, I used to do this every single week. I used to be like this every Monday. I used to sing every week. I used to bring up the songs. I'm a music guy. I was in music 20 years. I know I can't sing. I know I can't dance. I used to manage music artists, guys. I've worked with many, many great people and musicians, of course, and it resonates. I am a ghostwriter, so I do come out with some names. I didn't come out with Eamon's song, definitely not, but thank God. But definitely, I like singing. It just gets the vibes up. It just gets the vibes up, of course. And you know, there's a lot of negativity going around at the moment. A lot of anger, bitterness, and you know, I just want to try and bring a little bit of light to a bad situation. We need ultra-competitive warriors like Keane. I agree, mate. We ain't got any of those. Ugarte's as close as we get. So what's your go-to karaoke song? My go-to karaoke song? I got a few, though, still. I got a few karaoke songs that I sing. You know, it's probably Eminem, Lose Yourself. It's probably Eminem, Lose Yourself. That's what probably it is. Guys, it's been a fantastic show. I just want to thank everyone who's joined me today. Very good show, lots of laughs. And you know what? We are counting down to the Ipswich Town game on Wednesday. I will have the match preview up, hopefully today, hopefully. But guys, I want to thank everyone for continuing supporting this channel. I'm very close, guys, to 8,000 subscribers. I'm literally less than 100. I'm about 60 away from 8,000 subscribers. I'm not going to stop there. I'm continuing. We're going to continue as a community to grow, and I appreciate every single one of you coming every single day. Some people will drop off. Some people won't like what they hear. Some people will cry babies, and they will disappear. Unfortunately, that's life. You know, at the end of the day, some people just, you know, they can't take the heat. When they're in the kitchen, they can't take the heat. Absolutely. So there you go. They open the oven, they're like, I can't do that again. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Tyborg, I used to sing karaoke before. People were telling me I'm great. That's until I saw a video of myself. Tyborg, it's very, very important that before you go in front of a live audience or an audience in general, do not have a look at yourself when you're singing, because I used to think I could dance. I used to think I could dance, Tyborg. I used to think I could sing. Right, the singing, I can sing a few songs, but dancing, I look like I'm having a stroke, bruv. I remember the family video came on, and I thought I was busting some moves. I thought I was really busting some moves. And then, you know, when the family video came on and I saw myself, I thought, what the hell? Oh, my God. Everyone was laughing watching the family video. Everyone was laughing. Never again. I destroyed that tape. I set it on fire, everything. My goodness me. If that gets leaked out to the media, my goodness me. That's you know, at the end, that's a criminal conviction right there. That is just the criminal to moves, criminal to dancing. Ugarte is fantastic midfielder for United. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you later. Have a great day, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. You're all legends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the way out, drop a comment, put your notifications on, all that sweet stuff. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. I'll see you later, guys. Peace.